and welcome to Antique Needleworkers. My name is Shellie and this is my channel about cross stitch and all my crafty endeavors, and I'm so glad that you joined me here today. If this is your first time here, I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that while you're here you will find something that gives you some inspiration and spurs on your joy of needlework. And if you're a return subscriber, I thank you so much for coming time and time again. Well, welcome back, friends. Woo! This is going to be StitchCon Palooza, a little chitty chatty about friends. I'm going to show you my stitching. I may have a quilt story. And yeah, so I have, I have stuff everywhere. So we better just dive right in. Okay, so what have I been doing since the last time I saw you? Well, I went to StitchCon first. Kari got here early and we had a wonderful time. We were putting together a quilt, and you would have seen that in my last video where we sat and we just chatted and we talked about the quilt along that we were putting together, the Grumpy Susan cowl, and cutting up 2,000 pieces of fabric. Yes, we did that. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the video. And we just visited. It's so good to see your friends. You know, it's a very big privilege when your friend lives near you. And so when your friend lives far away from you, you just try to throw everything that you can in the chili pot, you know, while you're together. So we had a really good time and spent some time up here in the studio, and then we StitchConned. Woo-wee, and you would have seen all of the shenanigans and things like that in the roll-in, and then Sunday morning, last Sunday morning, she got in the car and drove almost 9 hours home. And so it is Thursday and I'm still exhausted. I'm still exhausted because life doesn't stop even though StitchCon ends, and so you've got to catch up all the stuff that you maybe didn't get done when you were having all the fun. And so I've worked in my garden, and everything's going so beautifully out there. And speaking of gardens, if you haven't seen Roberta from the Sable Stitchers, she did a little tour of her garden, and it was so nice. It was beautiful, Roberta, and you just keep on doing those. I love to see the gardening things too. And so yeah, but I've been working in my garden. I topped all of my vegetable garden with manure and compost, and then I put some mulch around some of my raised beds to top them off so that they would keep their moisture in and not get extra hot. And so I've done that and just tried to get back in the groove of things, and just busy. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, holy moly, the allergies are terrible. I actually was going to videotape yesterday, but guess what? I didn't literally have a voice. Today is thank you to massive amounts of antihistamines that I am kind of grooving along. Oh my Lord, it's just a horrendous year for allergies, especially here. Ohio is called the Ohio Valley region because like our state sits here and like a dome like sits over us because of the topography of the land. And so we usually have really bad sinuses and allergies, but this year, whoo, it's just beating the band, So that's what I've been up to. And oh, in the roll-in, you would have seen Zan, the crazy band lady. Now, StitchCon is never StitchCon without her and I and whoever else gets in the car going to my favorite antique mall. But we went to lunch together and I figured out something. I know why she's so sweet. She eats ice cream cones before she ever eats food. Just saying. Just a plan. So if we all want to be as sweet as Zan, I think vanilla ice cream cones from Chick-fil-A are in order. I just had to say that to tease her. So anyway, I had such a good time with her. Lots and lots of fun. When we got to StitchCon, oh my goodness. So you go to the door and you check in. and I've got to move some things. Oh my gosh, there are so many things, so many things. So when you get there, you get your book, this little envelope, and in it is your passport and your name tag and your card for the hold room, and then you pick a poker chip, and that is what tells you when your smalls exchange are. And so you get that, and then you get your gift. And this happens to be my favorite StitchCon gift so far, and all the ones I've been to. Well, is there, oh no, it's just a trademark. This is the best bag ever. So you can slide it onto your luggage. It feels, I don't know that it's waterproof, but it feels waterproof. And inside, we got one of these. Look at this orchid container, I love it. So we got this orc container jar, Ohio, that's where we're from. And then we got a just cross stitch magazine. And was there any, oh, and you know what? It's on my luggage. Oh, well, my retreat bag that Kari made me. We got a little wooden tag. You could stick it on your scissors or you could stick it on a project bag, but it's got the Keepsakes house and it's a little wooden tag, and I really loved it. So I stuck it onto my retreat bag. So that's what we got when we walked in the door. I think I'm gonna have to dial back and go backwards, because I just emptied off this little piece of the table, and I realized I forgot to show you my Happy Mail. So I got up to the P.O. box real quick. I'll show you this. And Kathleen Meinberg sent me the sweetest little letter, and she sent me this. And what's inside this is it's the catalog supplements for the Scarlet Letter. And I think there's like 35 of them. And I'm wondering if they're not like, it's got all of the samplers in it. And then on some pages, it's got some of the, there's pages that have the numbers which represent each one has a number. So let's say this is number 48. So then you could go back to the back and you could look up 48, and you would know that that's Marianne Henderson, rated beginner, finished size 12x4, 35 count hand-dyed linen, kit with cotton floss, and it tells you how much they sold it for. So I actually think that these were supplementations all the way up to 33 of the Scarlet Letters. Yeah, their catalog. And so it's like this complete thing of Scarlet Letter things. Very cool. It's got everything in it. And so she had just said that I'm sending these to you before they become ruined. I know that you enjoy antique samplers, and I know this will go to a safe home. And she just thought that I would enjoy this. So thank you so much, Kathleen. So I'm glad that I had that sitting there, because that would have been forgotten, and I don't want to forget that. Okay, so yeah, there's so many things to tell you. I feel kind of discombobulated, even though I have a list. Yeah, here's the list. I was thinking, where did my book go? Okay, so all right, so let me insert right here. I'm gonna insert right here a little video. There is no way I would be sitting here holding up things forever if I showed you each and everything that was brought to the table. So I laid them all out. And so right here, I'll insert for you to watch and see some of the things that got brought around to the table. so neat. Everybody's just so creative and so kind and has so many neat little things that they bring to let you know that they're excited to be there and that they're excited to meet you. And I pulled a couple things that were specifically brought for me that I'm going to show you here. Zan actually brought me this to the table because, well, first off, she made me a little charm with my initial on it. And then she brought me some Forbidden Fiber Co. Everybody Needs a Friend. Isn't that wonderful? Some of their thread. And then she antiqued and she found this little porcelain. It's like a Bible that sits up and it says, the Lord is my shepherd. Oh, don't you love that? It's so sweet. I'm going to sit that out here in the studio. So every time I'm out here that I'll think of our crazy band lady, Zan. She brought me that. And then I had a wonderful viewer hand make me this with my name on it. I'm going to put that on a pair of scissors. Someone else brought this. It's a stitch. This came from Tony Stitches in Kentucky, Tony Stitchinsky. She made these and for us, StitchCon, and I love that. My sweet friend Jan Calvert, I love this. She's one of the finishers for Keepsakes, and she made this little scissor pouch. So neat and creative. And it looks like this on the inside, and it's got a back pocket where you could stick something, and a little one specifically in the front for you to stick your scissors. Very neat. And the little tag that says sewn with care just for you by Jane Calvert. So that was so sweet. I love that. So, and you know what? I've meant to tell you like 16,000 times, but back in the spring, I found out that Dovo is making scissors again, and they are being, you can go to the Silver Needle and you can order some there. And I ordered 2 pairs, and it's June, and they were slated to be delivered or sent out in June. So I'm really hoping that they'll be here soon, and I think I'll put a pair of Dovos in that. So, and then another viewer brought me this. I mean, look at this. I made sure that it had my name on it, specifically made the things in here. A charm with a butterfly. A needle minder with a butterfly. Some floss tags. A beautiful, pretty pin. And then some scissors with a, I dropped my thing. Here we go. Some scissors with a little charm on there, butterfly charm. So very, very, very thoughtful. Let me grab my glasses. Jamie Santiago, she made these things for me. Thank you, Jamie. That was so kind of you. And then you have heard me talk and gush on and on and on about how I absolutely love the linen from Those Missing Stitches. Wow, she was there and she came right up to me and she goes, I just wanted to bring you this. This is her new color, Vigilant Vivian. And she said, I hope you'll stitch on 36. I was like, yes, I'll stitch on 36. And she brought me some of her new color. And I was so very excited. I do. I love Those Missing Stitches linen. She's got beautiful linen. And if you ever wanted to try 46 or 56, hers is fantastic. So she brought me that. And then when you leave StitchCon, they give you a take and make. And this year's theme was Come to My Garden, and there were sunflowers and things like this. And this is so that you could make a little, this got sunflower, 2024, all the jump rings and the hook, so you could make either a scissor fob or a bag pull. And so thank you, Barbara. As if we didn't get enough, then you get a take and a make, and I love that. Another very special viewer came to visit me at my table. As a matter of fact, her and her husband came back but her name is Catherine, and she's from San Antonio. And I have to be honest with you, when she came to the table and brought me this, I was moved to tears because it was so very personal to me. But she made me this for my Bible, a Bible cover and case. And I thought, she understands how important this is to me, and to go to the trouble to make such a very wonderful, wonderful gift for me. I literally was moved to tears. And look, my Bible's already in it. It fits in it perfectly. And inside of it, it says, she put this, it's a medicine bottle, and it says M&M's 100 milligrams, dosage indicated for symptoms listed. Eat 1 brown if frogging 10 stitches. Eat 1 yellow if wrong color is used. Eat 5 green if more than 10 stitches are frogged. Eat half the bottle if border doesn't line up, and eat the whole bottle if a restart is necessary. This is so cute. So, and then a little pair of tiny Kohana snips were in there as well. Just such a very, very kind gift. It says a token of friendship from Catherine at Stitched Together 83. I just, so precious. And I will think of her every single day, because she brought me this wonderful handmade Bible bag. So personal, so wonderful. I've already got my Bible in there and my highlighters and all that, and I'm already using it. So thank you, Catherine. She also came, her husband's a stitcher. I said to my husband, what do I got to do to make that happen around here? But her husband's name is Jim, and he came back. They came back to talk to me a second time because Jim wanted to meet me. And he said, with my pin stitch video, I revolutionized his stitching. And I was so excited to hear that. You wonder when you put the time into things, if, I know that you all received you have received my Come Learn With Me so wonderfully, and I appreciate you so much. And it's so neat. A man stitcher was revolutionized by showing him that. And so I actually gave him a sneak peek of something that I'm going to teach everybody. And I said, because you're standing here and you just said that, do you want to know something I'm going to teach later on? And I showed him right there. So Jim, you know that you're the only one on the planet that knows that right now. So I have something planned, so be prepared, because later on I will be showing you something more. But okay, and then there were the table gifts. I will show you when I went to StitchCon, I took this and I put a pair of scissors into a organza bag for everyone. And these are my floss drops. And I put a handful of floss drops and a pair of scissors in an organza bag for everyone. So yeah, that's what I take and give as table gifts. Or not, well, as giveaway gifts to the whole place. For table gifts, I made each of the people at my table, there were 6 of us, I made a project bag out of an antique quilt. Like, I know I love to do that. So anyway, the people that were at my table were Kari, Jen Nasca, and she brought her friend Sally Yoon, who you may know, and if you don't, I hope you go and look her up. It's Sally Stitches and here on Flosstube. She's a wonderfully sweet young lady, and we kept telling her we couldn't believe that she had a 13-year-old. She's so bubbly and vivacious, and she looks so young, so sweet. But so Sally was with us, and then my friend Lisa Duffin, Lady Huzzah Presents, and she brought her friend Stacy, and Stacy was just so wonderful to meet as well. And then so that's Jen and Sally, me and Kari, Stacy and Lisa. That was our whole table. Okay, and so here's some of the table gifts, okay? Minus some candy, okay? Just full disclosure, I've been digging in candy because I'm so tired from having allergies and taking antihistamines that, a little sugar, a little caffeine, a little pick-me-up, no excuse, but anyhow. Okay, so this was on the table and we all thought, oh gosh, did somebody bring us a bottle of wine or something? It was Stacy's gift. What a cool gift. Wait till you see what she brought us. Okay, we can reuse the bag, but I'm so excited. I've already got something to use this for. She brought us this, and this is an oil bottle, and you can take the top off, and can you hear what's in there? Oh, it's crushed walnuts. It's critter litter, so you can have your permanent, like, my finishing station is never going to be so fancy than with Stacy's critter litter bottle filler. So cool. So girls, up your game. Find you some of this, and this is amazing. What a neat table gift. And of course, then you can reuse the fabric, she said, or reuse the bag. So very, very cool. I'm not putting that back in there. I'm putting that right in the finishing station over there. And then this came from Jen Nasca. Sorry about the noise, but she was just so precious, and she brought us some finishing items. Now, Jen had told us at the table that she had worked on something so neat, and it just kept on dragging and dragging and dragging. She's like, this is what you get. And we were thinking, this is amazing. I can't imagine what you were making, but she brought Buckeye Scarlet, Pomegranate, and Cherry Cobbler, 3 perfect reds, and a spool, and some red felted balls, and some Sizzle Lady Dot Creates. So I think that's pretty amazing, don't you? So this was from Jen Nasca. And then Lisa Duffin, she brought us a baggie, and in there she made a pretty pen. I always, you know I love waxers. Look at that waxer. It smells so good. And then she brought some floss drops, her card, a little bottle of, I love these, a little bottle of buttons, and then a little, I love these little scissors. And you, on another video, probably the very next video, which I just want you to know, there's probably going to be a video really quick after this one, and well, you'll see why. But not this pair, but you're going to see some of these again, but not this pair. So that came from Lisa. Okay, and then as well, she brought me this, and she brought one for Kari. She was just in Italy, and I want you to, these snap or supply bins, these are leather. Are those amazing? She brought one for me and Kari. A leather one. I mean, super classy. So she bought those in Italy for us. And then she brought us some Italian mints. So very, very nice. Thank you, Lisa. And then Sally brought us a bag with stickers and candy and all the things, because who doesn't need candy? And we ate way too much. Oh, that's all I gotta tell you. I almost went in a diabetic coma. Just teasing, but seriously. The M&Ms got put in front of Kari and I, and the mini Reese cups. And on a regular day of my life, I stay away from sugar because I really have to keep my health under control. But she set those in front of us, and Jen says, where'd all those Reese cups go? And I looked at Kari, and she looked at me, and I said, I know I ate 32 of them. And she said, I know I ate 34 of them. I said, we did it. We ate them all. And so then she proceeds to pull the big bag out and dump more in. So I probably ate 200. No, I'm joking. It's total exaggeration, but I really did eat way too much candy. So Stacy made this as well. Isn't this beautiful? It's a fabric star. And oh, it's so perfect for my meal. And look at this little acorn. I love this. These are just table gifts. And then another gift from Stacy. She brought, it's got a Sour Punch licorice, And then she brought us these really neat to, you know, when you're finishing, poke out your corners. Very cool. I mean, they look antique. Stacy Berman, were these antique? I can't remember. But anyway, they're very cool. And knowing her, they probably were antique, but that was to point out our corners. And then Kari made a project bag out of her little Sue bonnet. And that's all Lori Holt's mercantile fabric. I love it. So Kari and I did bags. So anyway, yeah, that's so cool. So those were table gifts. So yeah. And there's how many minutes am I already into this video? Okay, and I'm still showing you stuff that was gifts. But I just looked over. Oh, wait a minute. Another thing from Stacy. Stacy wanted to thank me because I kind of made sure that all the out-of-towners, I started a text group for us and stuff like that. And then just, you know, if they had any questions, they would send them to me. And to thank me for organizing, I didn't organize, I just answered questions. She had this beautiful birds of a feather bag that, I mean, you can't get this stuff anymore. And inside of it, she made me this. Is that cool? Do you see this box right here? I'm gonna sit it right there. Isn't that so neat? I think I'll put that star up there with it too. And then I gotta find a place to hang my wonderful birds of a feather cool bag. So yeah, that came from Stacy too. I haven't got to haul. I haven't got to my haul that came through the mail, and I'm still showing you stuff, but I know you love it. When Kari got here, she had gone from when she was here the month before, she went to Portland, and she had gone to a knit shop, and she got me some sock yarn and brought this as a gift to me. And she brought this too. I love this. I think I'll do a nice solid sock and use this for the heels and the cuffs. What do you think? And then she brought me some fiber and this is from an alpaca farm. So very cool. Those were gifts brought to me from her from then. Okay, so then, let's see, what next? I will show you and tell you, I do not have my Smalls Exchange gift here with me, but I'll insert a picture here of what I made and gave to the recipient of I was in the White Chip Exchange. And then I will show you what I received. And it was so, so sweet. I chose this because there was a red ribbon on top that had this. And you know that I love tomatoes. And it was what I got in my Smalls Exchange. Isn't it wonderful? I love it. I'm gonna put it in my tomato display. And then a vintage tomato. And she also made these. And I ended up having 2 of these because she brought me one to us at the table, and they had needles, a little cleaner upper wand, and a little tomato inside. So that was a wonderful gift, and that was from Janine Allen. It's Janine. I know her last name is Allen because we had this long conversation. You never know who or what what's gonna happen when you go to these things. my dad was adopted, and I really should have been an Allen when I was born. That was my last name. Should have been my last name. Well, her last name's Allen. And funny enough, I said to her, oh my gosh, you know, my dad was adopted. I really should have, my real, you know, Thurston was my alias, you know, my maiden name, because Allen should have been my maiden name. And so we got to talking, and she goes, you know, funny thing, you told me that. She said, I'm adopted. And so I just thought it opened up a world of conversation. So neat. But she made a beautiful gift, and I love it so much. Okay, so let me put some of these things down on the floor, and let's show you, let's get into and show you the stitching that I took with me and the stitching that I did. Okay, while I was there, you would have seen in the videos that I was working on with my needle, Quaker Sampler 6. When Kari and I was here last time, we kitted this up. She finished it, and I intended to. I had a lot of visits to the table from friends wanting to meet and say hello, and so you know what? When making a choice, always choose what you cannot reproduce. Our pastor told us that years and years ago. And so anybody who wanted to speak or talk or visit, listen, I can stitch any day of the week. So I always visited, but I did get, I'm very close. I got a dangling needle, but this is where I'm at. And I'm doing this on 36 count. Shakespeare's Peddler Sunkissed, I believe, is the Shakespeare's Peddler Sunkissed 36 count. And I'm using Gloriana Schoolhouse Red and stitching one thread over 2 linen threads. So very soon, the next time I see you, maybe not the next time, because I'm swearing there's going to be a video, probably sooner than not, but it won't involve me showing you this. You'll figure it out when I show you. But anyway, so this is where I'm at with that. So I did get some stitching done, and then I had a finish. And if you have been following along since last year, the Antique Needleworkers Friends Sal, Kari brought me this keeper last year. That's what I keep it in. But I was hosting a Sal with you, my sweet audience, and my local friends, Stitching with Friends from Jan Hicks Creates. And we rang the bell, and we did a little social media. But here you go, it's completely done, and I can take this off to the framer. And boy, do I need to go to the framer. I don't normally do this. I run right out and take my things, but over in my little drawer, oh my goodness, I was showing Kari, like I have like 4 things to go to the framer, which is unheard of. And so, yeah, I gotta do that. But I was stitching that on 36 count Zweigart Mocha, and I got it from Farm Girl Dry Goods, and I used all the called for colors. And actually, this was made for me last year from StitchCon 2023, StitchCon Weekend A. But let me see what else. Let me see what else this says. I can't see. StitchCon, and it has my name. One of my local stitching friends, she made this, and so we're all in there together. So I put that as my bling. So I have a finish. Ding, ding, ding. So I need to get that to the framer. And then this is the style bag that I made for my table mates. I did not make it from this quilt, but it was made just like this. I made these for me and Kari when she was here last time, and it is housing. We wanted to stitch this to honor Sylvia, Running with Needles and Scissors, our friend, and this was one of her market releases, Hannah Rome. She gave us this pattern. And when we were at market, we bought our fabric, which is Atomic Ranch Joy Lynn 36 count. And we stitched on this. I got my border. Look how small. It's only like 4.5 inches. So this should go pretty quick. but I worked on this and got that border, top border in. And the reason why we were doing this is because we were trying to cut fabric. So we gave some of our fabric to some people that were there because we didn't need as much as we had. I have enough for 2 more people to do and then I have a third piece, and the only thing I have to say is it's cut a little wonky at the bottom, but you could fit your whole sampler on this. If there's any of you that would like to stitch Hannah Rome and you want the fabric and you can stitch on 36 count, I have 3 pieces. Send me an email. Send me an email at AntiqueNeedleworkers@gmail.com. And if there are 3 people who want some fabric, I will send these out to the first 3 people who send an email. And you could stitch Hannah Rome along with us in honor of Sylvia, our dear friend running with needles and scissors. I'm stitching it with the called for Victoria Clayton silks. If you would like to stitch on using the called for, it has the DMC conversion on back, but you can just go to Hand Dyed Fibers, Victoria Clayton Silks, and she has a pack set all completely up on there. So all you have to do is put Notes of Love, Hannah Rome, and click Add to Cart, and there it comes. And she's got affordable, beautiful silk. And yeah, so I worked on that. Don't forget, if you want, I have 3 pieces of fabric, and the first 3 people who send me something and want that piece, I'll send them off to you, I promise. Email me. And then I was working on tomorrow, as a matter of fact, I am going to be participating in the Crowning Glory. I'm going to be participating by Zoom. It's a retreat with the Shepherd's Needle, and it's Beth Seal from Summer House Stitch Works. This was a pre-stitch, this is a pre-stitch, and this is a pre-stitch. Listen, you see this little needle card? Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much that I had it all the way pre-stitched, and I was like, I'm not gonna put the crown on it, because if you notice, you get a little crown. I got a little crown charm. I put a 2024 on it, and I gave it to match with my retreat piece for my small, because it matched so perfectly. So I had it stitched and I gave it away. So I started it again. I should actually be finished with this tonight. It's very, very easy. I love stitching on perforated paper, and I have come to find out I'm kind of addicted to these needle card things. This is such a neat little gift. So easy to get done, and it's that little added extra touch. So if you ever see a pattern for a perforated paper needle card, do it. And they're very, very simple. I followed the directions, even though I'm supposed to be learning how to do it at the retreat. Really good instructions. So anyway, I finished that, gave that away, stitching it a second time. I did finish there's 3 pieces that need to be finished. And this is the one that gets set inside this crown. Now, what I will tell you is this is a thread bed. It looks like a needle book, but it's not. It's a thread bed, and I don't have 1 stitch in it. My fabric is right here, and it's ready to go. But between StitchCon and all the above, stitching 1 twice, I finished this. I just haven't got it done, and that's okay. I'll still participate in my retreat. I will participate in my retreat and go through all of my Zoom stuff, and I'll just finish it later. So that constituted 2 finishes. One was a fully finished, and it was the needle card, which you would have seen when I showed, it was in the little organza bag when I showed the pictures of my my smalls exchange. And then this, and then of course, I don't have it with me, but it is classified as a small, a finish, a fully finish, and that was my small pillow that I did, and that was a free chart that I got in-house at Keepsakes. And so with those 3 fully finished, those 3 finishes, and with my, my Stitching with Friends, that brings me to 28 finishes since January. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm doing pretty good. So, but it's summer and gardens are in, so maybe it's really great that I've got so many things finished because we might be on the downward slow. Anyway, another thing I worked just a few stitches on, and the reason why I did this is, you know, every year I tell you about Becky Parker, my friend, who, she is such an inspiration to me. Every year I walk past her, I'm like, oh my gosh, Becky, what are you stitching this year? And so, and then it inspires me, and then I immediately have to kit it up. Well, her inspiration this year, I was already stitching. And so we took a picture together when we were at StitchCon, but it's Sheila J. And she was, I said, I've got Sheila J going. And so I brought it, and I got a couple stitches in, but this is my Sheila J, using all the called for colors. 1/2 on, let's see, 36 count cream and sugar, fiber on a whim. So I took a couple stitches on this, but really not much, just the leaves on here. So, but yeah, so we said, now she said, now listen, I'm not doing this whole chart. She said, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And I said, you do you, girl. And so anyway, we said, well, let's see if we can get her done. So when we meet at StitchCon next year. So yeah. So, and I meant the called for it are the soie d'Alger. And so I got a big old bag of soie d'Alger, and I am using, I've showed you these before. You put a needle and you can lasp over your threads. I'm using this to help me as I pull them out. So yeah, so those are all the things that I stitched on when I was at StitchCon, and those were my inspirations and my finishes and all the above. So yeah, so I did get a little stitching done there. So I am going to take a very quick pause, and then I will show you my haul that I got when I was at StitchCon from the Annex and from Antiquing. Okay, before I show you all the haul, let's go ahead and let me give the giveaways from video 35 back. Not back to you, but to you. So we had quite a few giveaways, and I am going to give those, then I'm going to show you what today's giveaways are for. Okay, what I have for you. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to show you is this pack of the there is the Stitch Cards Tea and Wintertime. This was provided by Fat Quarter Shop, and the call word for this giveaway was seasons, and the winner for that is Carol Osborne 4435. Carol, you are the winner of this little pack, and if you will give me an email at AntiqueNeedleworkers@gmail.com, it's listed below, I will get those right out to you. Congratulations. I feel like this is sitting kind of sideways. Is that a little better? I don't know. Anyway, I kind of feel tilty. Tilt-a-whirl. Okay, the next giveaway that we had from video 35 was, the call word was jars, and it consisted of these monthly cross stitch series, the Shelf Life, and there was March Bird. Then there was February's Heart, and April's Rainy Day, and these were provided as well from Fat Quarter Shop. All of last time's giveaways were from Fat Quarter Shop. The word was jars, and the winner of this package is Brenda Stahl 1852. This is really cockamamie, I'm telling you, it is. Okay, do I feel, okay, all right. all being sensitive about the camera. Brenda Stahl, 1852, you are the winner of the jar series. If you'll give me an email, I'll be glad to send those to you. Congratulations. Okay, the next one was for this quilt pattern, the Quilted Scarecrow. And the word was quilt, and the winner is Devi Sisk, D-E-V-I-S-I-S-K. Devi Sisk, you are the winner of this quilt pattern. Please give me an email, and I'll be glad to get that to you. Congratulations. Okay, and then we had the matching, oh, I'm dropping stuff. The matching cross stitch pattern, and the call for that was Stitch, and the winner is Dot J Freel, D-O-T-J-F-R-E-E-L, Dot J Freel. You're the winner. Give me an email. Congratulations. And then the very last thing was this collection of charts that I used spring as the word, and it was the Lacy Daisy. And it was also the springtime ornaments, and there's 12 of them, I believe, in there. And the word for that was spring. And Elaine Edwards, 9816, you are the winner of those charts. So if you will give me an email, I'll be glad to get those to you. Congratulations. I do have a giveaway for today. I'm going to take a little sip. Sorry about that. I don't mean to be rude. Antihistamines, I'm as dry as a bone and talking like a Mad Hatter. So anyway, okay. So I actually was going to show you something, but I haven't showed it to you yet, so I'll show it to you now. Okay, I was out shopping for Kari and I in preparations of her coming, and I was getting stuff for us at Joann's, and when I was in there, I saw this. You want to look at that? Would this be perfect on your stitchy table? Yeah, right next to your chair. And I've got a big old bundle of 103s right here somewhere. And I will show you how nicely. Well, I have a bundle. Oh, here, they're right here in front of me. Excuse me, I see this big bag. Okay, so if you had your 103s or your sulkies, or even for that matter, your your Aurifills, they would all fit right here on this. And there's enough pegs for 16. Look how perfectly that fits. Is this not the cutest thing? It was in the sale bin, and so I bought one for myself, and I bought one for Kari, and I bought one for you. Because I thought, wouldn't that be neat? Because said bag right here of Tons O Silk, I think I'm going to use this and sit it next to my chair here. And I'll tell you all about that when I get to it. So I'm going to put this down. But this one's mine. But this one's yours. And if you would like to win one of these in today's giveaway, if you will use the call word spool in your comment below, I have a little spool table holder for you right here. Is that not cool? I love this idea. You just walk through Joann's looking for something else and all the cross stitch, just all the things. So use the word spool, S-P-O-O-L, in your comment below if you would like to win this little spool caddy for your little stitching area. Do be 18. Like and subscribe, and do not use in any way, shape, or form any words such as giveaway, prizes, win, or anything like that. Just use the word spool in a sentence, because the gremlins come, and boy, that causes trouble. Okay, I have, I thought I had a whole nother chart sitting here. Did I drop it? Well, okay. I don't know where it's at. Okay, so first giveaway is this. Okay, then we're gonna have two other giveaways. I thought I had 3. I've dropped it someplace. I'll give it to you some other time. Okay, then the next item for our giveaway today is Rosewood Manor Turkish Delight. Is that not an absolutely gorgeous pattern? I love Karen Kluba's work. She is just masterful. And this is just an absolutely beautiful design. And if you would like to win this, use the word delight, D-E-L-I-G-H-T, delight, if you'd like to win Turkish Delight. And then the next one is by Miss Kathy Barrick, and it's Courage, Dear Heart. And if you like this pattern and you'd like to win it in today's giveaway, please use the word dear, D-E-E, dear, like not dear friend, but dear, D-E-E-R, dear. Okay, so these are our items for giveaway today, and use the keywords, and I will be glad to do a random picker and get those for you. I don't know where the fourth thing is, and I had 4 things. If you saw a pile of mess around here, you'd understand. I'm sure you do understand, and you don't mind at all. Okay, so there we go. So those were the giveaway winners, and that is this video's giveaways. Now, let's talk about my haul. Let's do what I found when I was antiquing first. Well, I came upon this booth, and I got something not only for myself, but I bought something for Barbara. Something pretty important to my family. You know, I've talked about before that I live in the town that hosts our county fair. Well, every year our county fair, our fair falls the week before the Ohio State Fair. And for years and years and years, we went to the Ohio State Fair religiously every year. It's a big deal. Since the kids have gotten older and moved, moved next door, we don't go to the Ohio State Fair as much, but I'm a big fair kid. I was a 4-H kid and all of the above, so it's kind of important. And I came upon these little glassware, Ohio State Fair cranberry glassware, and this one's from 1952. Can you see that? And then I found this one, and it's from 1959. Somebody was like us. They were fair goers. They don't give stuff away like this, or maybe they don't make stuff like they used to, but these are little crystal. And then this one's from 1957. But there was also, it looked like a little wine glass, smaller than this, and it said Ohio State Fair, and I think it said 1952, and do you know what it said? Barbara. And I brought it, and I interrupted her. I walked up. She's in the annex working StitchCon, the busiest time of her life, and I'm like, stop, Barbara, I gotta show you, I bought you a gift. And of course she stopped, and she was flabbergasted. And so I gave her that little, and I was so excited, and she absolutely loved it. And she said she's making a pincushion out of it. And then she started teasing me later and said she asked her children which one would keep refilling her tiny little wine glass, and she was teasing her son. It was a fun joke. So anyway, but these are so pretty, and I can't wait to put them in my hutch. And of course, like I said, just the Ohio State Fair, it's just, you know, it's just special to us. It's special to us. I'm a fair kid because I was a 4-H kid, so kind of important. So fun, fun, fun. Another thing I found was this handmade basket. I love baskets. I'll buy baskets. And especially when they're handmade, and it's signed. And the basket maker's name is Jean Perkinson. Isn't that pretty? It's got a little wooden button. And so I found that, and I think, really honest to Pete, I don't know if the tag's still on it. It says JP Basket Company, Jean Perkinson's hand-woven baskets. It's got her number and all that. I'm not going to show the number, but anyway, I think this basket, I think I paid $5.50 for it. I about fell over because I know, you know that 1803 and 1803 Ohio farmhouse baskets are my favorite. If I know it's handmade like this, they're like no other. And there's just something about that. I'm nuts for baskets. And I love to go to the Amish and see where the little children sign it. And I have baskets that 5-year-olds have made that are works of art. But I thought, oh, this basket maker would stroke if she knew her basket sold for like $5.50. But it came to the right home because you know I love it. And then I found, I'm a big canner, but you know I love to decorate my mill. And I found two, these were very reasonably priced, a lamb mason jar. And these are 1/2 gallon. And this is a blue ball, and they've got the mercury lids on them. The zinc lids, I don't know what I just said, zinc lids, sorry, with the ceramic inside. And so, I don't know if I'll put these in the, I have I've got an antique tool carrier filled with these, but I may use these here in the studio, or I may use them for some cross-stitch finishing of some type. I don't know, but I love them, and they were a very good price. If you've antiqued, you know that ball jars can be tremendously expensive, especially when you get to the level of a 1/2 gallon. And then I have two more things. I bought two quilts, two antique quilts. Isn't she lovely? Beautiful, beautiful applique. Look at that work, that beautiful cut work. So pretty. And believe it or not, it smells so, so good. So I bought this quilt, and then I found this quilt. And I just could not pass them up. I love blue, indigo, antique quilt. Can't pass them up. Another one of Shellie's dear and passionate finds. So yeah, those were my antique finds that I found. Zan went to the antique mall, Ohio Valley Antiques. Okay, I'll tell you. Everybody teases me, Shellie, you won't mention your antique. It's Ohio Valley Antiques. I don't have anything to hide because guess what? That's a Friday night date for my husband and myself. I love it, love it, love it. So anyway, so those were my finds. And now I will show you my haul from StitchCon. And then I have a little bit of haul. I'm really proud of myself. It's not an immense amount of haul that came in the mail. I actually must have been being a good girl. When I went into the annex, of course, there's always beautiful linens, and I'm a big sucker for the Dames of the Needle. And when I read the name of this, I said, yes, I'll take the whole 1/2 yard. It's called unwashed eggshell, and I have chickens, and so it's a great neutral sampler color, and so I bought the whole 1/2 yard. So I bought 1/2 yard of Dames of the Needle, and then I bought, and it is 36 count, yes, 36 count Dames of the Needle unwashed eggshell. And then I bought a 1/4 yard of, it's called aged linen, and it's 40 count, and I got a 1/4 yard of it. Just good sampler colors. You know I'm pretty basic. I do deviate from sampler colors, but not a ton, and not that I don't like them. I'm just kind of obsessively on the sampler colors. You know that. I make no bones about it. So I bought 3/4 yard of linen. You know what? Let me set my little glasses down in this basket. I'm throwing things around, and I'm afraid I'm going to knock my fair glasses over. That makes me feel much more comfortable that those are safe. Okay, well, you know, I went to market, and one of the things I had regretted not purchasing, which Kari purchased, was from my sister's sampler. They had a trunk show there, and I love the girls. These two sisters just make me so, so happy. They've got some beautiful designs, and they had Ann Hansen at market, and I did not pick it up. And along with that, it had a silk pack. And if you know, one of the two sisters that are from my sister's sampler is the dyer for Gloriana Silks. So I wonder what kind of silks those are right there. So anyway, I bought the silk pack, And I bought Ann Hansen. I mean, look, I think I'm kidded. So anyhow, I bought that. You know, I really could do it on that 48, that 40 count. Let me kit up while I'm on. One moment, please. So I got a 1/4 yard of 40 count aged linen. Let's floss toss it right here. You know, it'd look really, really nice on there. I'm kidding up. One moment, please. That's just like me. You know, I love to kit up. I better do some finish size at 46 count is 11 3/4 by 16.5. It's 267 by 370 high. I think I have enough linen. I better do the math and make sure. I want to measure the linen. You know, that's very important. Even though, you know, you've got a fat quarter or something like that, you know, if you ever watch Nicola Parkman, she'll tell you, count, measure, measure, because sometimes, so I will measure and count before, but I think this would look perfect. I think I'll walk it to the table and stick it in a bag because I think I just kitted it up. That was fun. Okay, so you know I was at market, so I saw and got lots and lots of everything. But one of the things that I have wanted to get, and I didn't have a lot of, are the Primrose Cottage, the little Quakers. Now I knew I had one of them, but I didn't think that so I just started grabbing them. So I bought Spring Quaker, Autumn Quaker, and if I have duplicates, you know they'll end up in the giveaway. So Autumn Quaker. So if I've got one of these, it's okay. I'll just share it with you. Christmas Quaker, red, white, and blue quilt. I love this. I see this on a really dingy linen and with some really dingy looking red and blue. And Patriotic Quaker. I think that and this like that. Yeah, I would love that. So it looks old. And then I bought the 12 monthly minis. Isn't this neat? This would be neat to put in a go bag and grab the, you know, a bunch of colors that, you know, that would go with. So each of these require about 4 threads a piece. So if you kind of looked at them, you could grab a couple colors that could go across seasons and keep a big piece of linen, and this would be really neat to have in your car for a go. So the 12 monthly minis, I think, is a really neat thing to have on the fly. And then the little white Christmas, I wanted to have that. I love that. See how, look how they did that ticking down there. I love anything with ticking, but I love that church, and I thought, I need that. So funny enough, that's all I bought. That's it. You know, I have had some massive haul with going to market and all that. So yeah, that's what I bought in the AntiqueNeedleworkers when I was at StitchCon. But I do have a little bit of haul here, not a ton. Funny enough, not a ton. And you know what? I'll start right here with this. I have talked about how I absolutely love Susan from Susan Stanley, A Stitch in Time, and how she did her little Merry 1840 quilt stitch along, and she was teaching hand quilting, hand piecing, and all the above. And she's moved up to the 1870s, and there's a set of sisters, and you know what? I remember the one and not the other, and their name is Corliss. And funny enough, it's English paper piecing. And this is a starter pack that I got. This is the hexagon flower starter kit. And it's got a little bit of fabrics and a little bit of, it's got 2 sets here with the forms for English paper piecing. And this, just like with the 1840, I already do this and I love this stuff. And you would love this too. I love what Susan Stanley is offering in her content. She's an amazing stitcher, an amazing quilter, and I love how she's educating you and educating me and telling the stories and with these characters. And so if you're interested in that, head on over. Do go check out Susan Stanley, A Stitch in Time, on Instagram, on YouTube, and she also has a shop online. And go to her shop and you can find where you can get the supplies to do her either of her quilt along things. And I love it. She sent me this with a sweet little handwritten note, and my favorite part was she says, "Your friend Susan." She just was thanking me for supporting her. I would support her any day of the week. She is a magnificent stitcher, and she is a magnificent contributor to the fiber arts, and I am just thrilled. Anything, if Susan says she's doing it, I say yes, please sign me up. So, all right, I got that. And then, you know that the Grumpy Susan, if you saw the last video, the quilt that Kari and I are making, well, Grumpy Susan didn't just have one quilt. She had a Lone Star too. So I got Kari and I the paper pieces to do. There's 900 paper pieces in here to do a Lone Star after we finish our Grumpy Susan Grandmother's Flower Garden. I'll talk a little bit more about that, and you're really going to love it. We're going to content create together for that. So we're going to ping pong back and forth, but I'll talk to you about that. I just bought this. Don't look for this anytime soon because we've got this other one going on, but I did buy those for us so that we're prepared for when we do move forward and we do the next quilt. Now, the next purchase I'm going to tell you about, before I tell you about my purchase, I want to talk to you for a half a second. One of my wonderful viewers, her name is Jackie, and she is Jack's 444. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Jackie. If I just murdered that, but it doesn't matter. You don't need it. All you have to do is get on Flosstube and look for comfort stitching. I was never so honored in all of my life to have gotten the little message, and Jackie told me she started a Flosstube, and she is absolutely phenomenal. You have got to go watch Comfort Stitching. I know that she's uploading a video this weekend. I saw on Instagram that she had done video number 2 and she was editing it and hoping to have it up this weekend. So fingers crossed, I know what I'm doing the minute it goes up. But she inspired me. And the funny thing was I had seen this sampler like 3 or 4 times, and I wanted it, and I was just like, I'll circle back to that. I'll circle back to that. And it's the Jenny Bean Garden, the Green Bean Sampler by Shakespeare. Well, it's by Shakespeare's Peddler, but under the name Jenny Beans. Oh, let me take this out. These Mylar bags, they're just a pain in the butt. This is it, the Green Bean Sampler. I had seen it a million times, wanted to do it, was interested in it, and just, I'll circle back. And when she showed it, I got so excited. Now, I got on the 1, 2, 3 stitch, and oh, you want to have a good laugh. Let's just stop right here. So Kari was here, and she said, I was talking about 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I said, we were talking about things we bought, and I said, where'd you buy that? And she said, 123. And I said, did you mean 1, 2, 3 stitch? And she started laughing, and I said, is that the bougie end of 1, 2, 3 stitch? Oh, where did you buy that? I bought that from 123. Oh my gosh. So if you want to say that you were fancy shopping, it's not 1, 2, 3 stitch, it's 123. Sorry, Kari, I had to tell it. I'm still laughing about it. Anywho, back to the sampler. So Jackie inspired me, and I went to said 123 or 123, whichever one makes you happy, and I clicked hit send a cart. Now, I knew that the threads were going to come. There's one DMC. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's Weeks, Classic Colorworks, and one DMC. Okay, you can click send the whole works. And they do have a suggested fabric. Now, the fabric that Shakespeare's Peddler used was an XJU design 40 count colonial green. But what they had suggested was pistachio by Picture This Plus, or Fiber on a Whim, pardon me, Fiber on a Whim. And it's beautiful. That's kind of like how it conveys. Jackie, you were talking about how you liked a more aqua color. I really think, she said she was going to die. If you want this fabric, I'll send it to you, Jackie, because I think it hits that bell. But I knew when I looked at this online, I thought, I don't know if I'll like that. I like it, but I want, the cover is what sold me, you see? And that's a little more bluey. This sounds more like what Jackie was looking for, but I knew this. I had bought a half a yard from the Farmer's Attic like 2 years ago of 36 count Dove from, this is Weeks Dye Works, isn't it? Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, Weeks Dye Works Dove. And I knew that it was up here in the studio, and that really is a great representation, and it really looks exactly like the cover. So I have plenty to do that, and I was right. I'm going to do it on the Dove, but this is a gorgeous color. That's a good representation. This is more of what Jackie, I think, was talking about. She wanted, do you see the difference there? So Jackie, my friend, if you want this, call me. I got you. So anyway, so I bought all that except for the Dove. So that was an acquisition. And then when I was at StitchCon, my sweet friend Lisa Duffin was stitching on a piece. And I said, oh, that is so pretty. What is that? And she said, that's Nenquit. Let me make the noise, then I'll talk. She said it's Nenquin. It was a darning sampler from Hands Across the Sea. And let me tell you something. It's always when you see the real deal. It's always the real deal. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threads. That's it. This border is absolutely gorgeous in person. But Lisa was doing it on Victoria Clayton silks. And so instead of the Soie d'Alger or the DMC, so I immediately sitting at the table, went to Victoria Clayton, I got the silks, and I hit add to cart and had Nenquin sent to me. And so I got that. Now I am going to stick it in the bag, a little noise, I apologize. So look, I got one full kit and one everything but the linen. So I'm doing good because I'm almost done showing you. Well, doggone it if that thing isn't sticky. Okay, I'm going to sit this nicely to the side. Okay, and then I had purchased, I am part of the samplers, my mind just went blank. Julie Kersavi's group, samplers, the Facebook group, and you get all the cool stuff. I'm telling you, these antihistamines, I've lost my mind. I can't remember the name of the group. Samplers, and you know what? I'm going to have to, edit that in. My brain has totally stopped. Julie, I'm so sorry. Anyway, this was an exclusive by Whilst Iris Naps, and it was put together by Acorns and Threads, and I am part of the Facebook group Samplers and blah 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 that my brain isn't working. Julie Kersavi's group. You got the fancy thread bling or bag bling. I didn't even open it. I waited to open it up with you. Then I got my Weeks Dye Works and the DMCs to go with. And I think that was the selection that I chose. And then my linen. And let's see what the linen is. It looks like needle and flax. One moment, please. I'll tell you what it is, I think. I don't see it written anywhere. Let's see if it's on here anyplace. It's a big, giant piece. You know what? I know where it's 36 count. I know that because it says 36 in a W. That means it was 36 with Weeks Dye Works. I don't know what this linen is, but it's gorgeous. And pretty, pretty, pretty. And it was put together for the homespun needlework samplers and homespun needlework and samplers. There we go. Thank goodness. My brain went completely, turned into mush there. So I had ordered that. This is Sophia Neal 1832. So this is an exclusive. I'm sure it'll come out at a different time. It's a Norfolk sampler reproduction from Wild Iris Naps. I'm really talking. Yep, I'm doing a video. I'm talking. Sorry about that. I'm still a little dry. Okay, then I got my Floss Frenzy from Fat Quarter Shop. This is the Weeks Dye Works Club from them. And these are this month's colors. And they start with G, and it's Galvanized, Garnet, Garrison Green, Glacier Mint, Goldenrod, and Gold. So they are on the G's. They do it alphabetically. So these are my threads for my thread club from the Floss Frenzy from Fat Quarter Shop. And then my friend Kim Storer, she sent me a text one day, and she said, "Oh, look what I got from the it was a website called the Guild." The Guild? Yeah, the Guild. Let me see. Let me pull out my paperwork. The Cross Stitch Guild. And you can find this at www.thecrossstitchguild.com, and it's in Cheshire, UK. And she had showed me some things that she purchased, and I went shopping and I saw this Etui kit. This is what it looks like all closed up, and this is what happens when you put it together and it falls apart, and you have your little biscornu and all these little things. And it came very beautifully packaged in this very nice box. And inside of it, I got all the linen that I would need, all of the threads that I would need, the wool, felt, the beads, and the thread for the beads, and the batting, and I cannot show you the rest because it's the pattern, but it was a very nicely appointed kit, and it came, as I said, from the Cross Stitch Guild in the UK, and it came in a flash, and I just thought it was really neat. I was just interested to, when she showed me that, I clicked over and went and looked, and it was beautiful. And so I got that. I got one more thing. Barefoot Needle Arts over by the ocean. They had their self a mystery box. And I ordered the mystery box, and I put everything in this bag. Well, it's in the bag when it came. And so, of course, you see there's an octopus, and it looks like the ocean, but they're by the beach. And inside, there is a Jan Hicks Creates pattern called By the Sea. I think it was done just for this. And then Toes in the Sand Mystery Box is what this was called. Memory and Amy are the owner of Barefoot Needle Arts. You can find them online unless you live by there. And they have curated just this cute little thing. You got some Stitcher's lotion. You got this flip-flop, and it's got a nail kit, which we all need to keep our nails nice so we don't tear up our threads. A needle minder, that's a seahorse. A shell waxer. I didn't hold that very long, I apologize. And then a glasses cleaner. These really work good. I can actually show you how to do this. This is what it looks like, and you slip it like this and it gets both sides. These really could use it. One moment, let's clean the glasses. Thanks, Memory and Amy. Clean glasses right now. Let me see. Much better. Okay, glasses cleaner. There's a few pieces of candy. And then there is a measuring stick that you can clip onto your bag, which is pretty amazing. And then this is a telescopic with an LED light. They've taped it so it didn't get turned on in shipping. It's a magnetic stick, and you can turn on the LED light. See that? And if you drop your needle, you can just reach over and grab it. You see that? So, but it'll go down in your bag, but it's lighted. That's really cool. So that was all that was in the mystery bag from Barefoot Needle Arts. And so I got it, and that's all my haul. I mean, I did really good. Did I not do good? I think I did really good because I'm normally just a crazy fanatic. But so anyway, so those are all the things that I have purchased. That is my haul from StitchCon and what came in. Now, I'm going to talk to you for just a moment. This is the very end. I'm going to talk about the quilt along that Kari and I are doing. If you are not interested in that, then I wish you well and thank you for stopping by. But I'm going to shift gears and talk about that, and then I'm going to be pretty much done. But we are going to be doing a grandmother's flower garden quilt along. It's all English paper piecing. I have got a lot of questions already, and I'm going to help by answering a little bit. I want to show you, I got one of mine started. So I got my center, my main color, and now I'm working my patchwork to go around it. Then it will have white, then it will have the green. And so I got a little bit done, had a lot going on when Kari was here. So funny enough, we did get a little done. I did mount my fabric for, this should finish off my patchwork ring for that particular one. We're doing them scrappy like her grandmother Susan did. And I'm using Liberty fabrics. We're using the 1.5 inch hexies, and I put them in the description box of the video that I did with Kari. I am also going to put the link to get these there. But what I do want to tell you in advance, let me show you my little bit of my fabric while I'm talking to you. Kari and I have decided, a lot of people have said that they had always wished that we would do something together. So we're going to do this together. And look at these fabrics. Aren't they pretty? I am so in love with my fabrics that I picked. So as I'm showing you those, I'm going to continue to talk. But what we're going to do is we're going to ping pong back and forth. And the very first video that's going to happen that has to do with this quilt along, the Grumpy Susan QAL quilt along. It's going to just be Grumpy Susan QAL is the hashtag for it. Kari is going to do the first video, and she's going to discuss fabric requirements. Now, so that you can be prepared and get your paper pieces ordered. I order all of my stuff. You don't have to. You can order them from your favorite place. Maybe it's Sue Daily. Maybe it's from Amazon. Maybe it's from anywhere. I get mine at paperpieces.com. I've always from there. This is the 1.5 inch hexie. The way they're measured is along the one flat side. And so if you want to order some English papers, I will have a link below in this video for how you can click and go directly to exactly what you need. I bought the jumbo pack. The jumbo pack, I think, has 600 or 900 of these in there. And I didn't buy these. I bought, wait a minute. I bought these because when I got in this second drawer right here, that's full of this kind of stuff. I had enough for Kari and I both to have 600 of these. So I didn't buy them this time, but I bought those. But so when you go and you click to this link, there's a couple options in the drop down. You can get a plastic template, a acrylic template, so that you can cut out your fabric. You can get a windowed template, so you have the outside and the inside measurement. But you might do that to cut out your fabric. But these, you can just buy. They have different increments that you could buy. I bought the you just buy the jumbo. That way you have more than enough. They're very affordable. But the first video is going to come out, and Kari will produce that video, and she's going to go over fabric requirements and layout. And then I'm going to do the next video, and I will sit with you, and we will I will show you how to either thread-based your papers or glue-based your papers. Glue-basting your papers is the easiest. I'm just saying in advance, you're going to love me, and you can get your glue at the dollar store. Just saying. But I'll show you all the things. I'll show you all the different versions of glue. I'll show you how to mount your fabric if you want to do it the old-fashioned way with thread, and I will take you through that. And then we've only gotten through the first 2 videos, okay, that we've dreamed up. We haven't made them yet, but she's going to do the first one, and she's going to do all of the talking of the math of fabric requirements, and she's going to show you the layout. Then I will do the next video, and I will show you how to mount your fabric onto your hexagon papers and how to stitch them together to begin to stitch. And then we'll come up with whatever we come up with after that for more videos. But we will help you along the way. And I know that you guys have asked a lot of questions, and you were really excited about it. And I'm excited that you're excited about it. But I want everybody to be able to get the information, and me or Kari not to send out 700 emails back and forth. So we have decided that we'll do it together, but we're gonna she's gonna do one section and I'm going to do the other. And so you'll see videos come out on her channel first, then my channel second. So be looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I think I have now finished my StitchCon extravaganza and given my little quilt talky talk about what we're going to do for upcoming plans. And I hope you enjoyed that. I have had a fun-filled time in the last week since the last video where I saw you. And I hope that you enjoyed what you saw and had a good time spending time with me today. But until I meet you again, I wish you many happy stitches. Bye-bye now, my friends.